Welcome back to Double Charlie, everyone. Today we are going through the Canik TP9 SFX. Alright guys, going to dive right into the specs. Keep this one as short and sweet as we possibly can. As said, this is the Canik TP9 SFX, working with a 5¼ inch match grade barrel. It also has a Warren Tactical fiber optic front sight. The rear sight is just a blacked out see-through. Iron sights are actually spectacular on this. I've had no problem shooting out to 55, making C-zone, reduced C-zone hits. As you can see on the slide here, we do have lightning cuts and plenty of front and rear serrations. You can get all your press checks in. The ports on the slide are there, like I said, for weight reduction. The barrel is not ported, so it's not really doing anything for you as far as recoil mitigation, but it does look great. The burnt bronze on the ODG green is quite nice. Yeah, it's an overall great looking firearm, that is for sure. Going into the trigger, it is a much nicer trigger than a Glock, that is for sure. There's a little bit of take up. You hit a wall, but the wall is very crisp. We'll do a little grand thumb. You can put your finger right over mine. You can feel that little take up there. You know, it's a nice trigger. It is a match grade trigger. I believe these are designed for competition use for the most part.
Yep.
So, you know, you can be pretty quick with the gun. It does have an extended slide release as well, so it's up and out of your way. You know, you're not going to worry about, well, this gun doesn't actually lock back on a last round, so you don't have to worry about hitting that like you do on a Glock. But it is out of the way. It is a nice area. You can get a good purchase on it and send it home, no problems. This also does have interchangeable back straps. You can adjust for your grip and where, you know, your hand is sitting on the beaver tang there, and you know, allows you to get a good purchase on it. So out of the box, you are getting 2 20-round magazines. They are steel. The only downside is they are proprietary to the TP9. So, you know, they are a little pricey, but, you know, if you're running all Canik, then you probably know that going into it. Performance has been great, honestly. I was a little, you know, skeptical the first day shooting this. Didn't think it was that different than a Glock, to be honest. As far as grip goes and grip angle, it is very similar to a Glock. I've had no problem shooting out to 55 yards on that reduced C-zone. We have over 500 rounds on it just on today. Huge thanks to our ammo sponsor, Abe's Awesome Armament, located on Route 104 in New Hampton, New Hampshire. If you're in the local area, go check them out. Appreciate you, Abe's. They're allowing us to keep making this content for you guys, and you know, they're just a great support system. And yeah, thanks, Abe's. All right, we're gonna just jump right into accuracy. We're gonna roll in some footage of the 10 and 15 yard cold barrel groupings. This thing is very accurate. We've had no problems shooting it out to 55 yards. The fiber optic front sight, the Warren Tactical sights in general have been, you know, great. The fiber optic looks just like a little mini red dot. The slide is cut for red dots. It's a multi-cut slide, so you're gonna have to use adapter plates, but it does take them. You're able to put on any RMR acro that you'd like, and that's really gonna bring this pistol together. All right, guys, you have to bear with us. Ryan is now behind the camera, having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're gonna get through this one, and yeah. So trigger on this is actually surprisingly very nice. It is similar to a Glock as far as like take up goes, but once you hit that wall, it's a very clean, crisp break with a great reset. Make sure it's off, Ryan, with a really quick reset, so you can be really fast with this. Was what you want, you know, if you're purchasing this for a, you know, a competition pistol. All right, and just yeah, the trigger on this is great. You know, it's comparable to a Glock. You do have a cleaner break. You have the same amount of mush going into the wall, but that break is very crisp. It's about a 5-ish pound pull with a very, very quick reset. It's right there, allows you to be super quick shooting, and you can stay on target very easily. Moving on from that trigger, the way that it points, also very similar to a Glock. The grip is a very similar Glock angle, so I had no problem going right into this and being on target. If it had a red dot, I'm sure finding the red dot would be very similar to as finding it with a Glock as well. But yeah, it fits great in the hand. Gives you plenty of purchase on the rear. Gives you that great beaver tail like a Glock as well. You can get underneath the slide, get nice and high on it, and allow that support hand to come and fill that gap for you. Now the slide is a great looking slide, burnt bronze. It has the lightning cuts. The barrel is not ported, so they are just lightning cuts for weight reduction. You're not getting any sort of recoil mitigation help with those, but it does have front and rear serrations, allowing for a decent purchase. Whether if you're dealing with some cold conditions, rain, mud, they may not be aggressive enough for you, but if you have gloves on, it might help. But still, I would like to see a little bit more material, on the frame itself to really support your offhand with recoil mitigation and just the downward pressure. But the overall build is definitely very nice. It's it's a great competition pistol for sure. The pistol's been super reliable for us. We've thrown 4 different ammo types at it. It's eaten up everything except for, I think Ryan had one failure to fire. It was failure to feed. So 1 failure to feed that we can roll in here. But again, more so magazine related than the actual pistol itself. No pressure or no problems with the pressures. Cycling the slide, picking up the next round. It's been a very consistent, boring, overall great firearm. It's been very pleasant to shoot. So this does have one cool little feature on the rear of it. It is basically a trigger indicator. It lets you know when the trigger is prepped and ready to go bang. It has a little red dot. Not sure if the camera can see that there, but it does have that little trigger red dot. So once you hit it, it goes away. The iron sights on this have been surprisingly great. I'm obviously, a millennial that loves shooting red dots. So the Warren Tactical fiber optic front red sight acts like a red dot. No problem picking it up in a bright sunny day, as in like today. Able to find it very easily, able to fit it in the rear notch. The rear notch is wide. It's a wider cut. It's low profile. It's not going to snag on anything. Same with the front sight. I really do like that part about it. So overall fit and finish is great on this. It's a beautiful looking pistol. I love the burnt bronze and ODG green frame. It's really my color combo, so I'm very partial to it. The Cerakote seems to hold up. I believe it's Cerakote is holding up all right. You have a little bit of chipping, which is to be expected, where you're ejecting the brass, and then the finish on the barrel is just your typical wear spots, but there's no what do you call it, like pinning or peating and kneading when the metal is on metal and it's creating like a rounded edge. Not noticing any of that on the barrel at all. And same with the frame. The frame ODG isn't rubbing through and turning black anywhere. Canik did a great job with the fit and finish with this for sure. A couple cons that jump out to me right away is definitely going to be the last round not locking back. I'm going to like to see that, so I know, if it's empty and I can perform an emergency reload if I need to. I understand competition, you're not worried about that so much, so I'm not sure if that is a competition specific feature or not.
Hey guys, Ryan from the future here. Turns out there was a misunderstanding when we picked up the gun. It should be locking back on the last round. It's likely dirty, and the ammo we were using and probably sat in the safe for about a year or so. Everything's just dried up and dusty, but should be locking back. For whatever reason ours isn't. I'm sure if we cleaned it, it would be locking back just fine.
And then another would be, they put in all this work to the grip and the overall looks of it. I'd like to see some undercuts, especially, because you still can get that Glock knuckle shooting a lot. So a little bit of an undercut here would be great, or just some sort of, aesthetic, which does help with overall grip and recoil and all that. Would be nice for sure. And then my third con is the plate system and the mounting system. Not sure if you'd have to stack 2 plates or not to get a dot on this, but you definitely need to use their proprietary system. And if it's anything like a Glock MOS plate, well, Glock MOS plates are not good. So as we start to learn while getting a whole bunch of rounds on this, is that it's definitely a competition pistol. So you're really going to be probably getting this TP9 SFX if you are a competition shooter. Don't see it really being a duty lined gun. If you're in law enforcement or especially military, probably go with a Glock or SIG or Staccato. But competition shooting, absolutely flat, comfortable, easy to shoot. Alrighty, everyone. Hey, thanks for bearing with us through these technical difficulties. Things just happen for sure. But like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell us how bad we are. Tell us how great we are. We appreciate all the support. And we'll see you guys on the next one.